Our conversations with the candidates continue. We welcome Annette Baumeister, who's running for Chubbuck City Council, seat number 3. Thank you for joining us today. Now, a little bit of introduction. You actually sat on the City Council before.
Yes, I did.
And so you kind of bring a unique perspective to this race as somebody who's been with the Chubbuck City Council. What have you been doing for the past couple years?
Yeah, well, thanks for asking, Matt. I was on the council for 4 years and have been off the council for 4 years, but I've stayed heavily involved. I've remained on the Chubbuck Development Authority. This is my 7th year, and I've been chair for the last 3 years, so that has kept me really busy as we've closed out a 30-year TIF these last few years. And then also just involved with Bannock Development. I was on the board for a couple of years there, and of course, my day job, I'm in title and escrow, so I deal with the community and the housing market daily.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because once again, you have a unique perspective about housing and affordable housing, and that seems to be an issue all around the valley that we're experiencing right now. It's like, it's really hard to pay for rent, pay for a mortgage.
Yeah.
So how do you see, you know, if you were to get on the city council, how do you see addressing that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, last year I actually went to Ready, did a housing symposium, or they brought in an analyst and they talked about what's happening with housing in our area in East Idaho. They actually said that it was going to take 7 years for us to recover from this housing shortage at current rates of both incoming residents and also the rate of growth. So we need to encourage and support development in any way we can as a city. When I was on the council, Chubbuck really encouraged some higher density development for our infill lots. That's why you're seeing a lot of apartments there. I think that our goal and what we were hoping for was maybe some entry-level home ownership options, but you can't regulate that. You can only regulate density. So, but we're happy to have those rentals as well, because as we were talking about earlier, there's a rental shortage also, and that all affects the housing market. We all need housing.
Let's talk a little bit about the budget for the city of Chubbuck. What do you see as one of the main concerns about the budget? Do you see it out of control, under control? How do you view that?
Yeah, no, it's rough right now. I think part of what we're facing is we are dealing with decades and decades of deferred maintenance and not keeping up with growth. And so now Chubbuck is in a unique situation where we are trying to recover and catch up, and we're dealing with repairs instead of maintenance. And everybody knows that repairs are far more costly than maintenance. So we're dealing with that, and then at the same time, we're trying to provide better maintenance programs so that we're not facing this issue in the future. So if you look at a house budget, it's kind of like I'm trying to pay off debt and I'm trying to save for the future. You're doing both at the same time, and at the same time we have got to learn to, or not learn, we have to find ways to keep the levy flat, especially now as we come into a more depressed economy.
Very quickly, last question, as you're out and about, as you're campaigning, what is one of the 2 big issues that people want to talk to you about?
I think that's the biggest issue, is people want to know where their money is going, and it's hard to help people understand that we are not just maintaining and trying to plan for future growth, but we're actually catching up from that deferred maintenance. But we'll get there.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you, Annette, for joining us today.
Thank
Once
you.
again, election is next Tuesday. And if you'd like more information on the election, go to our website, kpvi.com. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks.